Welcome to lecture number 28. Now we will look at a few more ratios with respect to the investor statement, financial statement analysis. The ratio is called dividend payout. The dividend payout measures the portion of current earnings per common share being paid out in dividends. Compute the dividend payout ratio as follows. We have already done how to calculate the diluted earnings per share. So we use the dividends per common share and divide it by diluted earnings per share. Earnings per share are diluted in the formula because this is the most conservative viewpoint. हमने अभी तक whatever we have done in financial statement analysis and valuation, हमने बार-बार ये देखा है कि it is always good to keep the conservative viewpoint because that will give you the most realistic picture of any financial report that you are analyzing. Ideally, diluted earnings per share should not include non-recurring items since directors normally look at recurring earnings to develop a stable dividend policy. The dividend payout ratio has a similar problem as the percentage of earnings retained. Investors may assume that dividend payout implies that earnings per share represent cash. Under accrual accounting, earnings per share do not represent a cash pool. इसकी वजह है कि हमने already, if you remember in the beginning, we did accrual accounting. Accrual accounting में when we talk about sales, तो there's a high probability कि आपकी sales का बहुत सा ऐसा figure है जो in form of credit sales है. It means though you have done the sale, but still you have not received cash against it. So a company, if it shows that it has a lot of sales revenue, that does not mean that it will have enough cash in its pool to pay the dividends. Most firms hesitate to decrease dividends since this tends to have adverse effects on the market price of the company's stock. No rule of thumb exists for a correct payout ratio. Some stockholders prefer high dividends, others prefer to have the firm reinvest the earnings in hopes of higher capital gains. In the latter case, the payout ratio would be a relatively smaller percentage. In general, new firms, growing firms, and firms perceived as growth firms have a relatively low dividend payout. Nike would be considered a growing firm. Why? जो आपकी growing firms या new firms होती हैं, why do they have a relatively low dividend payout? उसकी वजह है कि वो अपने profit का बहुत सा हिस्सा जो है in form of retained earnings, they keep it within the business. So there's a very small chunk which in fact gets distributed to the shareholder in form of dividend. Now we look at the dividend payout ratio for Nike. इन्होंने आपको dividends per share आपको already पता है for both the years 8 and 9. We know the diluted earnings per share before non-recurring items. So when you divide dividends per share by the earnings per share, you get the dividend payout ratio. Dividend yield. Yield, you know, is yield means output. What is the productive output that is called yield? The dividend yield indicates the relationship between the dividends per common share. तो जितने आपके dividends हैं जो आप per common share दे रहे हैं and the market price per common share. It means आपकी जो market price है उस market price के हिसाब से आप कितना जो आपकी market price per share है उस मार्केट प्राइस के हिसाब से क्या परसेंटेज यू आर गिविंग एज डिविडेंड पर कॉमन शेयर. तो आपका जो डिविडेंड्स पर शेयर है वो वी टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ 2009 वो है $0.98. इट मींस हर एक शेयर पे यू आर गिविंग अ डिविडेंड ऑफ 98 सेंट्स. जो आपकी मार्केट प्राइस पर शेयर है वो है 57.05 dollars. It means if you buy one share which has a market price of $57.05, so it will give you a dividend of 98 cents on that one share. So the dividend yield will be A divided by B, which comes to 1.72%. For this ratio, multiply the fourth quarter dividend declared by 4. So जो आपके fourth quarter का dividend है, you multiply it by 4. So this way you get the dividend for the whole year. This indicates the current dividend rate. Exhibit 9(7) shows the dividend yield for Nike for 9(8). Dividend yield has been relatively low, but it increased materially in 2009. Investors were likely satisfied with the dividend yield for Nike. Since total earnings from securities include both dividends and price appreciation, no rule of thumb exists for dividend yield. The yield depends on the firm's dividend policy and the market price. If the firm successfully invests the money not distributed as dividends, the price should rise. जो आपकी retained earning है, if you invest it wisely, so तो जो आपकी price है market की में share की, that should rise. If the firm holds the dividends at low amounts to allow for reinvestment of profits, the dividend yield is likely to be low. A low dividend yield satisfies many investors if the company has a record of above average return on common equity. Investors that want current income prefer a high dividend yield. It means कि वो investors जो जिनको जो immediately those who are looking for current income, वो चाहते हैं कि उनकी जो shares हैं उस पे they should immediately get dividend. They always prefer a high dividend yield. Book value per share. A figure frequently published in annual reports is book value per share, which indicates the amount of stockholders' equity. तो जो आपका stockholders' equity का amount है, that relates to each share of outstanding common stock. The formula for book value per share is जो total stockholders' equity है, उसमें से you subtract the preferred stock equity and you divide it by number of common shares outstanding. Preferred stock equity should be stated at liquidation price if other than book, because the preferred stockholders would be paid this value in the event of liquidation. Liquidation value is sometimes difficult to locate in an annual report. If this value cannot be found, the book figure that relates to preferred stock may be used in the place of liquidation value. Exhibit 9(8) shows the book value per share for Nike. The book value increased from 15.93 जो 2008 में थी to 17.91 in 2009. Now we look at how do we calculate the book value per share with respect to 2009. आपकी जो total shareholders equity है वो है $8,693.1 million. अब आप देखते हैं 2009 में there was no preferred stock. तो जो आपकी adjusted shareholders equity है it is remains the same, और जो आपके total shares outstanding है वो है 485.5 million. तो जो आपकी book value per share थी that was $17.91. Book value is of limited use to the investment analysis since it is based on book numbers. When market value is below book value, जब आपकी market value जो है when it is below the book value, investors view the company as lacking potential. उसकी वजह ये है कि जो आपकी book value है उसमें impairment वगैरह को जब आप adjust कर रहे हैं, and when you look at the market value and you compare it with the book value, तो आप ये कहते हैं कि the market value is below the book value. It means that there is not much faith in that company. A market value above book value indicates that investors view the company as having enough potential to be worth more than the book numbers. When investors are pessimistic about the prospects for stocks, the stocks sell below book value. On the other hand, when investors are optimistic about stock prospects, the stocks sell above book value. तो जो एक stock की अपनी book value है, and if the investors have faith in it, तो जो आपके stocks हैं, आप देखेंगे वो हमेशा book value से ऊपर चले जाएंगे. And when the investors have limited faith in it, तो आपके stocks will always sell below the book value. Stock options. Corporations frequently provide stock options or other stock based compensation for employees and officers of the company. Setting aside shares for options is very popular in USA. हमने ये पढ़ा था उसमें when we were doing stocks सेक्शन कि बहुत सी कंपनीज जो है वो अपने एम्प्लॉइज को स्टॉक ऑप्शंस देती हैं। उसका फायदा होता है कि एक तो व्हेन एम्प्लॉइज हैव शेयर इन द कंपनी, so they will always give it their best because since they are the personal stockholders, तो वो चाहेंगे कि उनकी stocks की value बढ़े। Restricted stock, now it is a modification of stock option. In July 2003, Microsoft announced that it would stop issuing stock options to employees and instead give them restricted stock. This was a defining event in the popularity of stock and the reduction in stock option plans. What is restricted stock? Restricted stocks mean employees cannot sell their shares until a certain amount of time passes, and employees may have to forfeit their shares if they leave before vesting. इसका फायदा ये होता है कि it sort of compels the employee to stick to the company, जो कि उनको पता है कि उनके जो stocks हैं वो अभी तक mature नहीं हुए या फिर maybe they will have to surrender, so they try to stick to that company. तो उससे फायदे होते हैं कि you get employee turnover decreases, जो कि as we all know, when you hire a new employee, so there's a lot of resources wasted in hiring a new employee and training that employee. Some employees prefer restricted stock over options because they receive actual shares of stock. Usually, the employee receives dividends. This may occur before the stock has vested. Traditionally, restricted stock was only awarded to top executives, possibly along with options. In anticipation of a standard requiring expensing of options, firms started to issue restricted stock to a broad group of employees instead of options, sometimes in conjunction with options. Stock appreciation rights. Some firms grant key employees stock appreciation rights instead of stock options or in addition to stock options. Stock appreciation rights give the employees the right to receive compensation in cash or stock at some future date based on the difference between the market price of the stock at the date of exercise over a pre-established price. Now we will do a quick summary of what we have done in lecture 26, 27 and 28. So this chapter has reviewed certain types of analysis that particularly concern investors. Ratios related to this analysis include the following. हमने किया था degree of financial leverage. Then we did all-inclusive degree of financial leverage. So हमने देखा था कि both of these formulas are used. Depends how much data you have. जितना आपके पास data होता है उसके हिसाब से you normally use that formula. So जो आपका all inclusive degree of financial leverage है, it is a much more conservative form of financial leverage. Then we did earnings per share, we did price earnings ratio. अब जो आपका price earnings ratio था, we know it uses the earnings per share in the denominator. उसके बाद आपका आ गया था परसेंटेज ऑफ अर्निंग्स रिटेन, आपकी नेट इनकम बिफोर नॉन रिकरिंग आइटम्स माइनस ऑल डिविडेंड्स डिवाइडेड बाय नेट इनकम बिफोर नॉन रिकरिंग आइटम्स. Then we did ratios with respect to dividend. How much dividend are the stockholders getting from the company? So we did dividend payout, we did dividend yield, and in the end we did book value per share. So this is the end of lecture number 28. In lecture 26, 27 and 28, we have looked in detail what sort of ratios, what sort of analysis should an investor be looking at and what does the investor normally look at when trying to figure out whether to invest in the company or not.